To say that water always has been and always will be important to our desert is an understatement. Without water, there'd be no agriculture, no tourism or recreation, no businesses. In fact, without water, there would be no life here at all. And the story of water in our desert, especially the story of the Desert Water Agency, is an important one. In the mid-1920s, the Palm Springs Water Company supplied water to the area by capturing snowmelt from snow in Falls Creek canyons at the foot of Mount San Jacinto. By the 1940s, surface water supplies were not enough for the growing population, and deep wells were drilled into the groundwater reserve, where the water was of the finest quality to be found, and there seemed to be an unlimited supply. After time, though, groundwater levels declined. The Palm Springs Chamber of Commerce appointed a water study committee to investigate the importation of supplemental water. The committee voted unanimously in 1961 to prepare a bill for submission to the California State Legislature to create a special district called Desert Water Agency. Through an act of the legislature, DWA was formed to assure an adequate water supply for the northwesterly portion of the upper Coachella Valley. In 1962, DWA entered into a water supply contract with the state of California through the Department of Water Resources. And in 1968, DWA purchased the Palm Springs and Cathedral City Water Company systems to provide domestic and municipal water service to the area. No doubt about it, Desert Water Agency has a rich history. It's been around since 1961. But the real story here is not just the rich water past of this agency, but its present-day story, and even more importantly, its future story. The future water story right out here in the middle of the desert. Boy, it looks beautiful, it looks cool, it's clear, it's flowing over the rocks. I'm not sure whether I enjoy looking down at the water more or up at the mountains above the water more. That's Mount San Jacinto up there. And we have come to an honest-to-goodness desert paradise. And here to tell us about this paradise, Dave, where are we right now?
We're in the Great Snow Creek, just below San Jacinto.
Snow Creek, the Great Snow Creek.
It's great to me.
It's been great for life in the desert for a long time. How important is Snow Creek?
Well, it's very important. It's probably one of the oldest water supplies in the valley. It's also critical to us because it's reliable. We can take it to town without any energy. If the power is out for a long time, this would be here.
So what is this doing? Is this snow melt? Is this flowing down out of the mountains?
That's exactly right. It's this natural runoff from the watershed of San Jacinto.
And it's always been here. I imagine the Native Americans knew about this thousands of years ago.
Certainly did. Certainly did. The railroad developed it in about 1880s for their steam engine operations down below.
And the pioneers must have just been blown away when they were coming across the desert, and everything else you see around here is barren and dry, and yet you come to this area here and it's like a little oasis without the palm trees.
That's correct. It's been here as long as times began, I believe.
Okay, now, how much water goes to a Desert Water Agency from Snow Creek? How important is this to your overall picture?
Well, it's about 3 million gallons a day that we can take here. And on a hot summer day, we sell about 70 million. On an average day, about 30 million. So it's anywhere from, in a full year, 5% of our total deliveries.
Yeah.
It can be as much as 10% in a wet year.
Now, does this run year-round? Is Snow Creek always wet?
I've never seen it dry.
Okay, so it's dependable water.
Very dependable.
And right behind us, not very far, is just kind of a nondescript gray concrete building. Yeah. It's very important as well.
That's the treatment process. It is very simple looking, but it's doing a good job. It's a settling structure. At the end of that structure, we chlorinate it, It goes into the water system from there, and it's ready to go.
So the water goes directly from the creek, well, starts up there in the mountain,
Starts at the top.
comes down to the creek, goes over the little waterfall there, and goes right into that building where it settles and it's ready to drink.
Yeah, a lot of people will drink right out of the stream if you let them.
Well, don't encourage people to do that.
We don't.
You want it to go through that process, that settling process.
It's not potable right out of the stream. It's not potable until it comes out of that structure.
Well, this is really a very interesting part of Desert Water Agency's story, because this is an ongoing story, but it's a story that has been here for hundreds, for thousands of years. This water has always been flowing out of those mountains.
Always has, and it's really better water than what's pumped out of the ground. It's much softer, it's much sweeter tasting. It's our best water, but it's also probably the most regulated water supply we have as well.
Sweet water from Snow Creek. It's all part of Desert Water Agency's ongoing story.